Arlene?
Yes, now it's fine.
Okay,
Yes,
sorry.
it's fine. It's okay. Yellow,
Yeah,
we will start. Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry for this. We should wait for others to join, or we should start, I think.
No, let's start, Doctor. Yellow.
Okay, yeah. So, good morning, everyone. It will be a presentation about how to guide you to prepare a successful paper for publication. I'm senior editor based at Springer. It is part of Springer Nature in Germany. And I will share with you some tips and hints on how to prepare a successful publication. So, publishing, is it your real goal? This is always my question. It is your goal, but there are other important goals as well. The goal is not just to publish, but to be widely read and cited in your field. This needs to improve readability. This means that you should be an effective communicator. Readability is the way of writing to help others read quickly. Effective communication is always based on simplicity in writing. For example, Albert Einstein, he said, if you cannot explain something simply, you didn't understand it well. Always write to express, not to impress the reader. Consider your audience. They may not be from your field. And follow the method, which is called KISS, keep it simple and short. Effective communication is based on writing following the red thread. What means that? Means that it is, you should refer to text, or the reader, they should refer to text that has a context where they can read the whole text without losing the train of thought. The text from the beginning to the end should have a context or flow. To keep the red thread, keep those checkpoints in mind. Before you start writing, identify the purpose and the main topic. Keep the main topic when writing and don't fall out onto too many sidetracks, detours. All the sentence and paragraph, they should be connected with the aim and purpose of the text. Effective writing is your tool to improve readability. It is a writing which has a logical flow of ideas and is cohesive. This means that it holds together well because there are links between sentences and paragraphs. It is a writing which is cohesive and works as a unified whole and is easy to follow because it uses language effectively to maintain a focus and to keep the reader on track. Effective writing is your tool to improve readability. Based on short sentences, limit your sentence to 10 to 15 words, one idea per sentence, and using active voice. The simple, direct, and easier message to be read. It promotes simple, straightforward writing. As such, most scientific journals encourage the use of active voice over the passive voice. Here an example, vitamin A increases the risk of hair loss. When we use passive, the risk of hair loss is increased by vitamin A. So as you can see, the first sentence delivers a more direct, straightforward, and simpler message, which is needed actually, especially when you write a long sentence. Then active voice expresses better the idea more than the passive voice. However, you should aim to make the language of your article as reader-friendly as possible. Therefore, it is acceptable to use the passive voice sometimes when it is required. Now, about the structure of the sentence. If you would like to express an idea, then you should structure a sentence. Which sentence here better suggests that you will get a raise? You deserve a raise, but the budget is tight. Or, the budget is tight, but you deserve a raise. This is the stress position where you include the information that you would like to deliver. The budget is tight, but you deserve a raise at the stress position. And here, the structure that should be selected. Readers, they focus always at the end of sentences to determine what is important. The stress position also introduces the topic of the next sentence. This helps you to build a logical flow of ideas. The budget is tight, but you deserve a raise. Your salary will increase at the beginning of next year. So you can see here from the stress position to the topic position, there is a topic link. Always insert the most important information at the end. Helps you to maintain a logical flow of ideas which is needed. And as I mentioned, the topic position introduces the idea of each sentence. The logical flow of ideas is based on sentences, topic link, separated by topic links. Dioxide titanium surface modification of the scaffold considerably improved its catalytic efficiency. The increased efficiency, as you can see, there is a topic link, was prominent early in the reaction, but decreased over time. The lack of long-term effects of dioxide titanium surface modification was likely due to the reaction being conducted in an aqueous environment. If we evaluate additional solvents to improve the catalytic efficiency over time, this is the target of this information, of this paragraph is currently being investigated. So you can see there is short sentences, small ideas, separated by topical links. And this makes a logical flow of ideas within the manuscript. If we say that the sentence have a topic and the stress information, it is exactly the same for the paragraph. It starts with a topic sentence, lung cancer is the leading cause of cancer mortality, and then supporting information, and then the stress sentence. The stress sentence helps to build, to tie the paragraphs, and helps to start helps you to start the new paragraph, which should have a topic sentence, and this this logical flow of ideas within the manuscript. Before you start, I always recommend 6 steps. Think about why you want to publish your work and whether it is publishable. Decide what type of manuscript to write. Choose the target journal. Pay attention to the requirements in the guide for authors. Pay attention to the structure of the paper and understand the publication ethics to avoid violations. I mentioned, think about the qualities of publishable findings. Where to find those high quality publishable findings, or what are the qualities of them? They should be simply new. Nobody has published such findings before. They should be useful, findings which have important practical use or solve an important problem in the field. Where to find hot topics? You should read all the time. Reading in a smart way to look for clues and explained findings, controversies, and read the literature including the related fields. Attend international conferences and meetings also helps you to identify hot topics. You need to answer 4 key questions for your readers. Why did your study need to be done? What did you do? What did you find? And how your study advanced the field. You start with introduction, methods, results, and discussion. And those, the answers for those questions, they go to those 4 parts. We start with the first part. Why does your study need to be done? In the introduction, you start from general, background information, worldwide relevance. You discuss the worldwide relevance of your topic. If you have a broad or specialized background, what is currently known, You should stay up to date with the relevant information, international literature also, and what is the problem that you are tackling. Which study, which subject you are studying, and specific aims. You finish with specific aims that they should be related to the problem or the problems in the field that you are aiming in your paper. What did you do? Second question. Who was used? Samples or participants' materials, where it was purchased, how it was done, from general method to specific techniques. Should discuss the controlling factors of those methods, and you can also, if you'd like to read well your results better, or to explain better your methods, better to consult an expert that helps you to show how it was, how did you analyze your work, your methods. And what did you find? The results, logical presentation. I always recommend that you logically present your findings from initial observation to characterization to the application of your findings. Here an example. We fabricate new membrane for water treatment to evaluate the physical and chemical properties and the different temperature pressures to efficiently remove particulate contamination. And you start explaining more in detail your results. I also suggest you to always include one main figure for each subsection of your results. And here in this part, you should explain or describe what was found, not what it means. This is factual description. The discussion, how you study, contributes to the field. That is the question. You start with specific, which are the summary of your findings, and then the relevance, and then you discuss similarities and differences of those findings with other studies, compare findings. You'll find unexpected results, should explain why, the reason based on the literature, and what are the limitations of your work and what should be done in the future to shape the full picture of this research topic. Conclusion. We always like to finish the work with strong conclusions. What do you want your readers to remember about your study? Conclusion, and then what are the key findings and the implications, and what are the future directions of your research? Linking your ideas. It's good to answer the 4 key questions for your reader. Why this study needs to be done, what you did, what you found, and how your study will advance the field. That are the main 4 questions that should be used to describe your research topic, to discuss, and it helps you to logically link your ideas throughout the manuscript, which is the most important task for you as a scientific writer. Always link logically your ideas, as I mentioned now, how to logically link your ideas throughout the full manuscript, the whole manuscript. So if you start with the objectives at the beginning, they should be related to the problem in the field, and the results to the objectives, and if you discuss the implications, they should be purely related to the problems in the field or the objective of your work. First impressions, they are very important. You should make a good first impression with your work, because there is one chance to make a good first impression, but there is a chance to make things look good. And how to make things look good through the title, keywords, summary of your study. The title should be concise and expressive of the main topic of the work. It should be a concise summary of your paper. Background, why the study was done, what are your objectives, what are your methods, and what are your implications, and most important findings and then implications. Here an example. The background, I will read. In the Thai oil field in China, heavy oil is commonly lifted using the light oil blending technology. This is the background. However, due to the lack of light oil, the production of heavy oil has been seriously limited. So as you can see here, there is a problem here this paper is tackling. So the aim of this paper is to reduce the usage of light oil, but at the same time to maintain a heavy oil production using what? A new compound technology of light oil blending and electric heating. We developed a pressure and temperature coupling method, and then the authors, they will detail the results part, and in the conclusions, our study shows that the amount of light oil used can be reduced if we combine the electric heating technology. At the end, this new method should improve heavy oil production in regions lacking light oil. So the last sentence of the abstract, if you can see, the author, they did not mention only the Thai oil field in China, but they mentioned all regions in the world that are lacking light oil. In this way, they are valorizing their work to be relevant for publication in international journals. And also they followed, they showed, they made a good first impression for their paper by following the same method that we mentioned, probably at the beginning, what this paper is aiming to fill in that gap, what we are aiming for, using which method, what they have developed, or what are the main findings, and then what are the implications and conclusions. It is the same questions here: why the study needs to be done, what you did, what you found, and what are the implications of the contributions of the work to the field. So I recommend following this method, yeah? Now the problem of finding journals. It's not easy to find the relevant journal. That's why we created in Springer Nature, not only Springer. If you go to Google and write Springer Nature Journal Selector, Google Springer Nature Journal Selector, or just Springer Journal Selector, you'll find a free online tool that helps you to find suitable journals for your manuscript. By inserting the full paper or just the research summary, this tool will help you to find the target journals. Here what you see, the colored titles, they are the most relevant or recommended journals that we recommend. You can filter if you don't want to go to high impact factor journals, or if you go to open access or not, depending if you have funding, financial support. And then if you select the journal, it is recommended to read again the aims and scope and other information to be sure that this is really the most matching journal to your research that you would like to publish. This tool or this online software also allows you to read similar articles from this journal, similar to your paper, if they were published recently, and if they are cited, you can check if they are published recently. If they are published recently, this means that the journal is interested and still interested in your research topic. If it was published many years ago, then you should convince the editor about the importance of your study, and why not to cite those papers in your to cite those published articles in your paper. Of course, it's better, we recommend to choose the journal before writing the manuscript, because as you know, each journal has the structure, manuscript structure, word limits, reference style, what are the main topics of the journal, readership, which readership, and it is important to follow those criteria or guidelines before writing the paper, and especially after evaluating the novelty and relevance of your findings. Because some journals, they publish only high relevant or new stuff, new findings. Now you know how to select the journal. You know how to logically organize your manuscript, your ideas within your manuscript. Well, I hope so now after this short presentation. And you know how to effectively write with a clear, concise style. I think you are ready to submit. You are ready, but the editors are most of the time not ready. They are always busy. And how to make a good first impression for journal editors. It is important to show the significance and relevance of the study, suitable to be published by their journal, interesting to their readers, clear and concise writing style. All of this should be shown in your cover letter. It should be impressive cover letter. Dear Dr. last name, and then the title, and then the type of the article, and then show the background. Give the background to the research. Give the background to the authors. And then what was done and what was found. At the end, it's good to show how your work is interesting to the journal readers. And this is optional, but I think also the system allows you to add reviewers, recommend reviewers, and exclude others. If you don't want some reviewers, some names to be invited, we follow your wish and we don't invite them. It's also good to show the publication ethics that they were respected. What are the publication ethics? The work should be original and not published before, not submitted to other journals. All authors, they agree to submit to that version of the paper to that journal. So be sure that you get that you inform all your co-authors. There is no conflict of interest in this study with any party, and you can show the source of funding if you wish to show that the work is funded by any funding agency or the university or a research grant or European foundation, or any African source of funding. And then the contribution of authors is also good to show how the authors they contribute. By adding all those information to the cover letter, you will build a credible source of information. Now, I would like to finish with a few information. I'd like to show you the journals that I am managing. 3Biotech, Biotechnology, Applied Nanoscience, Applied Petrochemical Research, Applied Water Science, Arabian Journal for Science and Engineering, Arabian Journal of Geoscience, Arabian Journal of Mathematics, Journal of Arctic Geoscience, Chemistry Africa, Complex and Intelligent Systems, Earth Systems and Environment, Emergent Materials, Energy Transitions, Euro-Mediterranean Journal for Environmental Integration, Innovative Infrastructure Solutions, Journal of Petroleum Exploration and Production Technology, Materials for Renewable Sustainable Energy, Mediterranean Science Reviews, and Nanotechnology for Environmental Engineering. Of course, they are the journals that they are managed by myself, but you can find many other journals in Springer Nature, published by Springer Nature using the tool that I have shown you a few minutes ago. All those journals that I am showing now, that I am managing, all of them, they are indexed, and 80% of them, they have an impact factor. And some of them, they are open access, so they need a publication fee. But the others, you can publish free of charge without paying. We call them transformative journals, or hybrid or subscription-based journals, if you wish. And if you want to add visibility to your work, you can publish open access in those journals, or that I am showing in green. Why I am telling you this? Because those journals for Algeria, they accept 50% discount. They can allow you to publish with a 50% discount if you would like to publish your work as open access in those journals that I mentioned in green. Open access is good because it helps you to spread the information, to send your work everywhere in the world, and gather readership and citations. Citations, they are the best that you can get through publishing, because it shows your paper is useful for something, and it also helps your university or your institution to get a better ranking, better visibility, and so on. Now I will show you my last slide, which is here just before my last slide. This is an email. If you would like to get more information, contact us. The email is openaccessfundingpolicy@springnature.com. And you will get more information. You can ask them. So I encourage you to publish open access, especially that Algeria is part of our transformative agreement, as you can see, your country. My last slide, just to inform you that I have 2 journals from that list: Mediterranean Science Reviews and Euro-Mediterranean Journal for Environmental Integration. For each of those journals, I launched the conference. Those are the website of the conferences. And the proceedings of those conferences, they is published in an indexed Scopus series by Springer. And the best papers, they are published in special issues of those journals and other journals from Springer which have an impact factor. If you would like to stay informed about those conferences, write an email to the contact. I'm mentioning the email addresses, where you can ask the team to add your email address to our database and to receive regular information about those conferences and publishing opportunities. I would like to thank you very much, and we are ready to welcome your questions. So please feel free to ask questions. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thanks, Dr. Nabil. That was very insightful.